guys, and welcome back to my channel, to the safe haven of Rebekah. Yeah, I'm a little bit eccentric because I've been dieting and I had pizza and dessert last night and all the energy is like building up inside me of carbs and sugar, and it's so much fun. But yeah, so to the point that we're here, today's tutorial is on this eye look. It's like a halo eye. Yeah, so basically if you want to see what I do to get this look, just keep on watching. Enjoy. Okay, so I have one eye done, and we're now going to go on to this eye. It looks super crazy at the minute because I have no lashes or anything on, but we will pop them on together at the end. Now I'm going to just quickly run down through what I have on my face at the minute. So firstly, I primed with the Skinkissed vitamin C serum. So this is it here. I've been using this for a while. I really like it. It has hyaluronic acid in it and also collagen, and it also has fish in it. Some sort of fish, but it says it on the back, but it doesn't go into detail. And basically what it does, it just plumps up the skin, feeds the skin with vitamin C, and I've really been enjoying using it. It's basically just a serum and I've been popping it on before my foundation or before my primer if I kind of wanted to go with primer that day. So next up is my LA Girl. This is in shade Fair. Now I have no tan on, so that's why it is the Fair. If I had tan on, I think I'm either natural or nude beige. And I have this on with no primer whatsoever. It's just purely that vitamin C serum and then straight onto my skin. Concealer, as always, is LA Girl Conceal. Always use this. I love this. We recommend it to everybody. How rude. Shade Porcelain, and I kind of use Porcelain no tan and with tan. I do like having quite a bright under eye even when I have tan on, so I'll always go with this. If you don't like having a bright eye, I'd go towards natural. I set my face with the banana powder from Penny's. I've been really liking this lately. It's just really quick, easy, pop it in the handbag, you're not stressing over it, and I just set my under eyes, my chin and my forehead. I then went in with the Be Bold palette and I bronzed with the, obviously the bronzer shade, and then highlighted with the highlighting shade. I didn't go into the contoured shade, might do later on when I have my two eyes done, but at the minute I've just gone into these two here. For blush then, I just dipped into the LMD palette and I used their Peachy blush here, and I just like this kind of when I'm doing a darker eye, I go with more of a nude blush, so I think this is like the perfect mix between a nude that still has a little bit of shimmer in it. Yeah, that's everything. Eyebrows are the NYX pencil in brunette. As you see, I have gone back to my more structured brow. I'm just feeling it at the minute. I might go back to the bushy brow, I might not. I'm just kind of feeling the more structured brow right now. It's giving me all the feels. So yeah, let's get back to the eye. Okay, so I just zoomed in there a wee bit, just so you can see kind of what I'm doing a little bit better. So the first shade I'm going to be going into is Sculpt from the LMD palette. I'm using a Crown C511, so it's just a fluffy blender. So I do recommend when you're doing a look like this is to go with either a new blender or a slightly smaller blender, because you want the product in quite specific areas. You do want a blender that's going to put it in the specific areas, if that makes sense. So this is a relatively new blender, so the hairs are still quite compact, if that makes sense. So where I'm going to be putting it is exactly where it's going to be going is exactly where I want to be putting it, if you want to say. So looking down, I just start popping it on the outer corner and then blending it. I completely forgot what I was going to do. Never mind, reverse. I just got distracted. I'm just highlighting my inner corner and my brow bone just before I start this, because I'm doing it now so that when I'm delightful. So when I'm doing it later, I don't like cover any of the colour I've put down. I have a funny feeling because I've already done one eye, I'm going to be like forgetting all the steps. So back to where we were, bit of product and going in on that and then blending. So you want to be keeping that center area free of any product as best as you can. So really small circular motions in onto the center of the eye. Now I'll bring this quite far up because I do want it to be quite smoked out, so I'm bringing it like right up underneath the brow. And I'm blending it nearly into my highlighter. Picking up more product when needed, making sure you're getting that colour intensity. And bringing it under the eye, and again leaving that centre area free. This is such an attractive like face on me. On a side note, I just thought that I haven't told you guys, I have booked my flights to go away in summer. Ooh, ooh. So we're doing Sydney, Cairns, Auckland in New Zealand, Singapore and back to Dublin. So I'm going to try and vlog the entire thing. The last time I done a vlog, my editing skills was shocking. But hopefully now that I've actually done a few tutorials, a few YouTube videos, that like my editing's got a little bit better. But yeah, I'm super excited for that one. So make sure to be like following me on Snapchat and stuff, because that's where I do update most. It's my most active platform, so you get kind of all my pre-trip and then my trip. Also, if any of you guys have been to any of those places, make sure to comment below on things that I should do, because at the minute I'm like clueless. So I'm just making sure those shadows from the bottom of the eye to the top of the eye connect, because you want them like seamlessly blending together. So a really light hand with this. Because I didn't show you the last time, this was the shade I highlighted my inner corner and brow bone. This is Beam. I'm now going to go into this shade here, which is Cocoa. The brush I'm using is super small and it's still quite fluffy, so it's kind of going to do the blending for me as well. Looking down, we're just going to start applying that product and not bringing it as high as our previous colour. The same on the inner corner. Under the eye. And then just keep repeating until you build up the colour. Going in with the previous brush and just blending that out. I'm going into Smoky, which is this one down here. I'm using a pencil brush. This is the Buff and Blend BB02. And this is going even closer to the lash line. With this colour, I do recommend just topping off any excess, because I did find this one slightly fell down on the skin. And the inner corner. So as you see, I'm kind of tapping on the product and then just blending out those edges. And then under the eye, making sure to leave that gap free. And back in with your previous brush and just blend out any of those harsh lines. Going into Noir, the brush I'm using for the black is this tiny little flat-headed. It's so tiny it won't even focus, so you can see it there. And it is a blank canvas E27. This, do take the smallest amount and do tap it off, and then just pat it in until you build up the intensity you want. It does build up quite quickly, but do just take your time. And then when I've kind of like dumped a lot of the product here, I then just kind of like pat around the edges to softly blend it. And as before, just going in with your previous brush and just blending out those edges. So it is a bit of back and forth just to get everything blended and looking kind of gradually faded, but it's worth it. Most of the black right down on your waterline, or your lash line, sorry. And then using the very tip of the brush, that's when where you do the under of the eye. Just, ooh, losing the palette. So just taking a bit more of smoked and just buffing around that line. Making sure everything joins at this outer corner. But not least, going back in with our fluffy first brush and a little bit of that sculpt powder that we first started off with, and just going over the very top of it. Any fallout, I'm just taking my powder brush and just just dusting it really lightly underneath the eye. A concealer brush, I have no concealer on it, it's just the concealer from what I used carving out my brow earlier on. I'm just going to pull down nearly from brow bone right through the eye, literally in a straight line. And then just a little bit under the eye. Now you don't have to do this, I just want to clean it up a little bit. Now going into Doyle, which is this gold shimmer here. I'm going to start placing that down the centre of the lid, bringing it right up to where your highlighter is. And then patting it down at that kind of line that it connects with your powder, and kind of just blending that out and patting that down. And then doing under the eye as well. The glitter I'm using is a Glitter Express, and it is in dark gold hologram. And I'm just tapping this on top of where we've just put the glitter. Okay, so before I put on the lashes, I'm just going to lip line my lips and put some lippy on. So I'm going to use Cappuccino from Rimmel. The lippy I'm going to use is Charlotte from Fleet Cosmetics. This is a matte lipstick and I think it's like the perfect true nude, if that makes sense. Because there's no like pink tones or anything in it. Okay guys, so that is the finished look. I just put lashes and mascara on. The lashes are So Sue Sophia, I think. They're not in the wrapper, but they're just a really small band, because I want to make sure that you can see the eye. I don't want to be covering up the eye. Also a thin band because we've no eyeliner on. We want it just to blend into the eye. They're nice and wispy so you can see the eye through the lash. If you go with something too thick, you're going to start losing the eye. Just give you a closer up look there now. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. If you did, make sure to give it a whopper thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Then also head over to all of my other channels, Instagram, Snapchat, and make sure to hit follow so you're updated on all my latest YouTube videos. Also, it's like I should just write it out and stick it here and just be like blah 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 blah. Anyway, if you have any ideas, I'm going to try and get a little bit more creative, because I did find like I sunk into everyday looks, like daytime looks over and over again. So I'm going to try and push myself out of my comfort zone, do a little bit funky, start introducing a little bit more colour. So yeah, if you have any ideas, make sure to tag them below. If you recreate this look, tag me, tag me. I would love to see you guys, and I'd also love to repost you guys on my Instagram page. So tag me, let me know that you're out there, and yeah, until next time, bye.